You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Well, I'm not sure exactly which Colin Kaepernick we're dealing with today. Is it Colin the Grifter? My guess is, in part. Is it Colin the Liar? I just wonder, because not too long ago, he was actually in a commercial promoting one of his Netflix projects where he's talking about the NFL Combine as a bunch of white slavers. Is it Colin the Opportunist that was out there literally with Jim Harbaugh the other day? As a Michigan fan, I want to projectile puke everywhere. Unfortunately, my father was in the hospital at the time, or I would have absolutely destroyed Jim Harbaugh and Colin Kaepernick for doing that shit in the maize and blue. Well, today we have the poisonous Colin Kaepernick coming for your children. That's right. Colin Kaepernick has released a children's book. I mean, why not? Why not try to spread lies to your children? If he can't pull the wool over your eyes as an intelligent adult, he'll try coming for your children next, I guess. And let's be real, Colin the Grifter is involved here too. I continue to say a lot of this was about Colin Kaepernick not wanting to play football anymore, but wanting to line his pockets in other ways. Please see Netflix and Nike and anybody else that will pay him to do something. All the while, I can't get over the NFL workout right after you just called the NFL a bunch of white slavers. I mean, the hypocrisy in that is mind-blowing. Colin Kaepernick brings message of inclusion and identity in first children's book. I color myself different. You should color yourself raised by a couple of white parents, you asshole. I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. This guy wouldn't know oppression if it slapped him in the face 5 times in a row. When former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick began taking a knee during the national anthem, he heard cha-chings in his ears. I added that. He was labeled controversial and quickly found himself in a league of his own. But it wasn't the first time Kaepernick felt left out. Here we go. By the way, the media is already wrapping their loving arms around this douchebag over his children's book. That started decades ago when he was drawing his family for a seemingly simple kindergarten assignment. In a new autobiographical book, he remembers kids asking, "Why are you the only brown one in your family? Why did you color yourself different?" Kaepernick, who is biracial, adopted by white parents, drew them in yellow crayon and himself in brown. In, quote, I color myself different, his first children's book, The Athlete and Activist. Let me fix this for you, CBS News. The activist, the grifter, the con artist, writes about adapting to adoption. At one point, wondering if adopted means different. Kaepernick, who played 6 seasons for the 49ers, has not been able to land another job in the league since he began taking a knee to protest police brutality and racial injustice during NFL games. He has not been able to find a job because he's not good enough to play NFL quarterback. Period. It has nothing to do with him taking a knee. If he played like Josh Allen, if he played like Lamar Jackson, if he played like Tom Brady, this sumbitch would be in the league throwing passes right now. He's not. His book brings a message about not fitting in as well as identity and inclusion. If you don't believe me, look at Deshaun Watson. To color himself in the book, Kaepernick picked an artist he hadn't met and who had never even illustrated a children's book before. Quote, this is by far the most high-profile job I've ever done, Brooke illustrator Eric Wilkerson told CBS Mornings national correspondent Jericka Duncan. Wilkerson's work had mostly been sci-fi and fantasy. He's not a football fan, hadn't even heard of Kaepernick until kneeling made national headlines. Again, lining Kaepernick's pocket off the field. The fact that they took away the thing he loved to do the most in life, just standing up and speaking out, I just thought was really horrible. Then maybe you need to do some research if you're going to work for the guy. During the pandemic, the pair huddled up over Zoom to discuss the drawings. Every scene that he was in, I wanted there to be this warm, happy color around him, Wilkerson said, adding that Kaepernick was involved in every stage of the project. It is his story. This is an event that happened in his life. And for Wilkerson, so was someone closer to home in drawing Kaepernick. He drew inspiration from his own biracial daughter, Leah, who was the same age as Kaepernick in the book. This book, from start, has really been a love letter to my daughter. Photos of Leah holding up a newspaper became the cover. She also got to meet the football star who had a message for her. Keep on going. Do what you like to do, Leah said he told her. That's a message she adopted from the book. Our differences are what make us special, Wilkerson said. It's not something to be feared. It's not something to be hated. If you can embrace your own magnificence, then you can live a really positive, happy life. And let's be real. If Kaepernick hadn't been out there virtue signaling and cashing and profiting off of it for the last, 5 or 6 years now, grifting off of it, I probably wouldn't have a problem with this book, if you want to know the truth. But yeah, I do have a problem with it because it's another way to cash in. It's another way to probably spread more of his bullshit lies about racial injustice and police brutality, except this time, because all the adults have figured you out, you have decided to go after the children. This is a pathetic human being if there ever was one. When I saw this, I like to jerked my headphones off of the desk trying to put them on. My God. His grifting, no limits. None. Again, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, you're walking around in a video talking about the prodding and the measurements of NFL athletes like the NFL is white slavers. And then you're out throwing passes for Pete Carroll, you SOB. Talking about you want back in the NFL the very league you hammered for the last 5 years as racist. Sit down and shut up. Don't just kneel. Sit down and shut up. Go away. You are irrelevant. My God. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. It's not often I get downright mad as hell. This was one of those times. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.